In this episode of OG55, I am joined by the Italiano and Marilyn Disney Soul Queen. We're talking all about our Disneyland Resort favorites, favorite rides, shows, foods, events. Is all of it. We're breaking it down, talking about today on this episode of OG55. Welcome aboard, everybody, to another episode of OG55. We have a very special guest with us today, longtime friend of the channel, Marilyn. Marilyn, I have known you for a very, very long time. It's awesome to have you finally on the show. How you doing?
Very good. Thank you for having me. I know it's been long awaited, even before the pandemic. And so it's nice to be here in 2024. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Marilyn, I've known you for 2 minutes.
Yeah, exactly. No,
George, I'm very excited to have you on. I'm looking forward to having this conversation. Definitely.
Thank you.
Yeah, Marilyn has been watching since I was like a solo, like just me right in front of I had that bookcase, right?
Yes. I thought that this was just your podcast until I started catching up. I'm like, oh, it's a duo. I'm like, oh, okay, because when I was watching his videos often, it was just like him, Disney news, things like that. Like,
that's how I started. Like, that's how I found his channel because I started watching like just different like Disney YouTube outlets, and I'm like, let me check out this dude. Let me see like how he is, and he's like in front of his like bookcase with all his Disney merch behind him, and I see like the cool T-shirts and of course his ever so popular hairstyle, and I'm like, I didn't even know him like personally, and I was like, oh god, this guy's got to be a Californian.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
I love it.
Monster Hunter beat hope.
There we go.
California. I love Kendrick.
Yes, no, absolutely.
I was not expecting that. I was like, what?
No, I have Marilyn. I have so many. Like, hold on one second. I got so many Kendrick drops. Actually, here we got another one.
The biggest hater. I hate the way that you walk, the way that you talk. I hate the way that you dress. I hate the way that you sneak.
I love him. I absolutely love him.
Kendrick. So good.
Really, really good. But Marilyn, if you could let everybody at home know where they can find you on social media, where they can find you on your podcast, all that good stuff.
Yeah, so I'm assuming most of y'all love Disney. So my Disney Instagram is Disney Soul Queen, and my regular Instagram is December Loba. And you can find me on Instagram. And as well, I have a podcast called Wish You Love Podcast, and it's on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, Instagram, all that good stuff. So definitely check out Wish You Love Podcast if you have the time.
Yes, please do. And I will be linking everything down in the description. So make sure you follow and subscribe to everything down below. Yeah, absolutely. Again, thank you so much for Marilyn for coming on. George, the Disney Italiano. How are you today, sir?
Always good. It's always a good time talking Disney, whether we're talking studios, parks, CEO, corporate stuff, or whether we're going off that brand and talking food, music, all that good jazz. It's always a good time.
Absolutely. Where can everybody find you on social media, George?
Absolutely. You can find me on X, formerly known as Twitter, at Disney George. You can also find me on Instagram, Threads, and Blue Sky under the Disney Italiano. And of course, you can find me right here on my home base at Orange Grove 55 with Citrus Corner with all that sweet, juicy, but sometimes sticky Disney news and info.
There he is. Okay, so in this show, we're talking all about our favorites. So favorite is everything, right? So favorite ride, favorite show, favorite event. Marilyn, I will start with you. So we'll go park by park, I guess. So for Disneyland, what's your favorite attraction?
Oh, okay. Definitely has to be the Rise of the Resistance ride in Galaxy's Edge. It's hands down the best ride, and it makes me feel like I'm at Walt Disney World, because I feel like Walt Disney World has all those really, really nice rides, and it's different than every other ride at both DCA and Disneyland. So
yeah, I love Rise because it's not just an attraction, but it's kind of like an experience, because you go through and there's like various things, right? So you go through and then you get into like the what is it, like the transport vehicle, and that's like a ride in and of itself. And then you get into like, you know, it's really, really cool. It's a process, but it's really fun. How about you, Italiano? What are your thoughts on Rise of the Resistance?
A very good ride, very immersive. I love how, yeah, I really, you can't take it just as a ride. You have to take it as an experience, literally from beginning to end, because it's almost like you're actually part of the show. You know, you're in a scene from the movie. And I love how Disney incorporated that within an attraction itself. I have to say, though, I do love that part of the attraction because I love messing with the First Order, the cast members, because I'll get real into it. Like when they put us on our color-coded dots, I'm like, what is this? This is a huge inconvenience. You know, we were on our way to a secret base and like, I want to speak to your superior. And then they just kind of play into it. They're like, he's right in there. And I'm like, he's right in there now. I'm like, okay, then send me in there now because I got to speak to someone because this is just a total inconvenience.
George is going galactic Karen on us, right? He's like, I want to speak to your manager immediately. Yeah, no, I love it. Yeah, it's cool. It's a great attraction. It's very, very different than anything that we've ever really gotten before. You know, it kind of takes that like that Indiana Jones kind of thing to like a next level. So really, really cool. What about you, George? Favorite attraction? Disneyland.
Believe it, for Disneyland, actually, you just mentioned it, is Indiana Jones.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah, it's my favorite ride in Disneyland Park. I could actually say even into the whole entire resort. I think that's like my favorite because I mean I grew up with Dinosaur because of living on the East Coast, you know, at Animal Kingdom, and so I got to experience Indiana Jones quite late, and I thought, okay, I love Dinosaur, but like this is even like next generation, even though Indiana Jones came first.
Right.
And it's just like a lot of the scenes, the backdrops, the ride vehicles themselves. And I'm not just being biased, despite that my my girlfriend's dad worked on the ride vehicles for Indiana Jones.
That's cool.
He actually worked on those and Winnie the Pooh. So I always make that joke with her and I say, your dad worked on the best ride at Disneyland. And she's like, yeah. And I was like, yeah, Winnie the Pooh, man, you gotta love it.
Yeah, you can't beat Winnie the Pooh. You know what I'm saying? It's amazing. It's amazing. Yeah, no, that's a great attraction. What say you, Marilyn?
I was gonna say, have you guys ever seen that secret like moose heads in Winnie the Pooh?
Yes. The
Isn't
tribute to it
Yeah.
is. You gotta like look behind you, right?
Yeah, you have to like look up and behind.
It's the
really
little country
scary.
bear, little tribute to the country bears. They got to bring the country bears back though. I love the country bears.
Yeah.
And then also at Magic Kingdom's Winnie the Pooh, if you look to the left, you'll see a picture in Owl's house of Mr. Toad handing over Owl the deed to the place because Winnie the Pooh took over Mr. Toad's walk. Everywhere you turn around, Pooh like just replaces everything.
Yeah,
like
he's evicting people.
It's like we might as well put Pooh in there. Like,
did you pick up, Marilyn? Did you pick up on George's Pennsylvanian accent when he said house?
I was gonna say, I was like, wait, where are you from? Are you from New Jersey? I feel like I heard that.
You know what's actually funny? A lot of people either think I'm from New Jersey or Boston.
Oh, I see.
But I'm from neither. So I'm from Pittsburgh, PA. But we do have, but it is an East Coast. Like when I say Haas or
downtown. Yeah, you guys were talking about downtown Disney in one of your other episodes, and I heard it was like downtown. I was like, what?
It's so funny, Marilyn. Like if you have the captions on,
yeah.
Like YouTube, when he says downtown, YouTube, the captions will be DANTAN.
Yeah.
It'll be downtown.
Downtown.
It's hilarious.
Yeah.
It's funny.
I love it though. It's pretty cool.
It is. But he's actually moving to California. He's gonna be West Coast like us.
Hi.
West Coast.
We recruited one more.
Exactly. What, like in about 2 years, George? Something like that?
Roughly, yeah, around there.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I mean, you're lucky that you're so close to Walt Disney World, though, because that was such a treasure to go to. It was so nice.
Yeah, so I'm like a 2-hour flight away from Walt Disney World.
Oh, that's so nice.
Now I'll be the same length of time that I am to Disneyland, but opposite to Walt Disney World.
Got it. Mm-hmm.
Nice. So my favorite Disneyland attraction, I'm gonna have to go Pirates. I
That's a
love
good one.
Pirates. Yeah, I love Pirates. I love the smell. I love the vibe. I'm very much a vibe guy when it comes to Disney. Like, and Pirates has vibes like for days. It's like all
Yes.
vibes, you know. So I absolutely love it. And obviously, there's a connection to Walt. You know, it was one of his last attractions,
Right.
or actually, well, yeah, it was. Well, no, Haunted Mansion was technically his last one, right?
I don't know if he actually saw that. I know he
worked on it, but he didn't. But yeah, it depends on how you slice it, because it was in the process of. But you're right, he wasn't there for the opening of Haunted. But for
I will
Pirates,
say, being that you said sliced, I will say Disneyland's is so much better than Magic Kingdoms. I mean,
It is.
Magic Kingdoms is like the circumcision version of it. It's like they just chop it into nothing.
yeah, no, it's not even like, yeah.
Basically, when you get to about halfway through the one in Disneyland, that's where Walt Disney World's begins.
Yeah. I felt like there wasn't even a big drop. It was really, really small from what I remember.
Yeah, and you only get one at Magic Kingdom, where
Right.
Disneyland has two, which more so because Walt Disney World really wasn't supposed to get it at all.
Oh, makes sense.
They weren't planning on it, and then when they heard the backlash from the fans, and they had to scramble and build something last minute before the park opened, that's what happens when you rush last minute.
Right.
Yeah.
I will say their Jungle Cruise was way better than ours, though.
That I agree.
Yeah,
Yes.
and it's right next to it. That's why I thought of it. But yeah. But good choices. They're all good rides, I will say.
Yeah. No, absolutely. And it's tough in a park like Disneyland, because Disneyland is so stacked with so many great attractions. It's really hard to pick just one, Now, DCA is a little different, right? So we're moving over to DCA. That one doesn't have as many attractions as Disneyland. But Marilyn, what's your favorite DCA attraction?
So easy, Midway Mania. I love Midway Mania. Like, I always have to go on that ride. It's so fun.
So is it because, are you like really competitive? Like you want to win, like you want to beat?
I am very competitive, but with myself. Like, I'm like, oh, I got 235 last time. Let's try to either get that or better. Like, I always try to beat my score.
Yeah, I feel you on that. I'm kind of the same way with that. I always want to like up it, you know what I'm saying? It's a great ride. And then you also, the thing I love about it that separates it from like the other shooter attractions is how very like clear, like when I shoot something, I know like, okay, there, I can see it. It's very clear. Where like with Web Slingers and even like Buzz Lightyear, it kind of gets a little bit like messy. Like, I don't know who's who,
Right. You don't even know, like, wait, did that point count? Like, you don't know. It's kind of like, especially Web Slingers, I'm just like, is it working? I don't even know.
Yeah, we're just yeah. I'm just guessing, basically with that one. What about you, Italiano? You a Midway Mania fan?
I do. Yeah, out of all three, between Midway Mania, Astro Blasters, or Space Rangers, whatever, which one you're on, or Web Slingers, my favorite is Toy Story Mania. I will say I have a funny story about Web Slingers. OG, you've heard this story before. I went on with this family, I think it was like 3 or 4, like it was just me with another family, and they there was a language barrier because you could tell that they weren't speaking full like English, but it was their first time being on the ride, and I'm just thinking, okay, and I'm like, they didn't know what the hell they were doing. Like, it was just like, so we get there and that, it comes on and you see all the spider bots going everywhere. So I'm doing my thing, I'm shooting. And then I look over and literally down the row, they're all doing this.
Oh.
They're literally going like this. And I'm like, Lord, I'm going like this. I'm like, I'm trying to show them like they're like this and they're like this. Oh. Literally, I was the only one that got any points inside that whole vehicle. Oh. But I will say it was quite interesting just seeing a family, the whole entire ride, just going like this.
That's hilarious. That is absolutely hilarious.
That breaks my heart, though, because they didn't know how to correctly play the game.
Yeah, they zeroed out. Huh?
As I said, they didn't speak English, so I couldn't really tell them in words. So I'm trying to like show them, hey, look, it's no, it's
they were still like this, huh? That's hilarious. That is so funny, George.
I was gonna say, have you guys, for Toy Story Mania, do you guys know all the secret, what is it called? It's like hidden stuff that you can do.
Yes. Yeah.
That's my favorite part, is trying to get each one.
The hardest one is the ring toss with the aliens, because you have to time to get every single alien in the rocket, and the rocket opens.
Right. I feel like I have another one that's more difficult for me. I'm trying to remember.
Then there's the volcano.
That one's easy.
Volcano's the easiest one, I think.
Yeah. Oh, I think the hardest one, because it has to be 2 people, is my favorite one, the dish, the soldiers one. Because you can't just depend on yourself. You have to depend on the other person to be able to get the 2,000 plate that goes up in the air. So I think that one's the hardest one for me, just because I always try to prep the person, like, it's coming, look. But you can't control what the other person's doing.
That's kind of cool, though. That one in particular, like, you have to like work as a team for that. That's kind of cool.
Mm-hmm, yeah. That's
really cool. Great choice, Marilyn. George, DCA, favorite ride?
My favorite ride at DCA is Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout.
Interesting.
Yeah, I love the thrill factor on that, because it has a more intense feeling than Tower of Terror down at Walt Disney World. But I do love Tower of Terror for the nostalgic, and it fits Hollywood Studios. Tower of Terror for me never fit California Adventure for some reason. I didn't really care for that version. But with Guardians of the Galaxy, I love how it's so unpredictable. You don't know which scenes you're going to get, what song you're going to get. As I said, I love the airtime, and it was always a great ride for me.
Yeah, it's interesting. I'm kind of I liked Tower as an attraction, right? I could do that easy, but for some reason, Breakout's a little bit like a little much. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like from beginning to end, you feel like the blood is draining from your brain. You know?
Oh gosh,
it's crazy. Do you like that one, Marilyn? Are you into Breakout?
No, I'm like you. I think I heard you in one of your episodes of, like, you're not a roller coaster person.
Yeah.
I specifically am extremely scared of drops. And so that ride is only drops, but I have done both Tower and Mission Breakout. Tower, I believe there was about 2 or 3 drops, and I was terrified. I was a child, and then I was convinced to go on Mission Breakout, and I was like, okay, only 3 drops or only 2 or whatever I was trying to remember. And it was not 2 drops. It was like, it felt like 6. So I was literally, my eyelash fell off. I was like crying. It wasn't good, but I did it.
Oh, you did it. See, at least you tried it. Yeah, I did it. I've done it too. And it's wild. Like in the middle of it, I don't even know if I'm going up or down half the time. It feels so like it's wild. It's wild. Scary. But this guy loves it. He's good. Yeah, he loves it. I'm a Radiator Springs Racers guy. That's like my favorite.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know,
that's a classic.
It's a classic, right? And like, you know, Marilyn, like, we don't really like the crazy stuff, right? But that one has just the right amount of like excitement in it.
Exactly.
You know?
And I like that it's a race. So like, you don't know if like you're gonna win or you're gonna lose. You know, I like that part too.
Yeah, 100%. What about you, Italiano? Are you a big Radiator Springs Racers guy?
That's actually my number 2.
Okay.
Yeah, I love Radiator Springs Racers. It was, I was kind of hesitant because I went during the grand opening. I actually been to the grand opening for Cars Land and Mission Breakout. And what was kind of worrisome to me about Radiator Springs before riding it was I thought, okay, is this just going to be like another test track? Which I like test track, but it's like, you know, but it is so engulfed with the story of Cars and the phenomenal, I guess you could still call them audio animatronics, but just in car form, like the way that they move, just like how you're in the movie, it was phenomenal. And then, yeah, you get the little taste of the storyline, and then you get a little bit of the thrill factor with the racing and everything. And just walking in Cars Land is an attraction in itself. I love the Ornament Valley. I love the landscaping, the music, the lights in the evening. It's actually my favorite land in all of DCA.
Yeah, it's, and we're gonna get to that. Actually, that's our next. George. You are the Segway king. You are absolutely the Segway king. So the next is actually Disneyland first. Though Disneyland first. Favorite land. Marilyn, what is your favorite Disneyland land?
Okay, so this was actually very difficult because I was trying to think, but it's definitely Fantasyland because of the 1950s nostalgia it gives, especially on Dapper Day. Like it makes me feel like I'm back in time. And so I love everything princess, obviously. I love the carousel. I love going on like those old rides like Toads, Alice in Wonderland, like Dumbo. I love all of it. So I think Fantasyland, if they had to scrap everything, I would keep that because I feel like that is Walt. You know, it's his time period, and I love it. So it'd
Yeah,
be
yeah,
Fantasyland.
yeah. Fantasyland is fantastic. It's the little cobblestones, like you were saying, all the dark rides. You know, Alice and Peter and
Right.
Snow White. It's just amazing. It's absolutely
Mhm.
amazing. Italiano, what are you? What's your favorite Disneyland land?
Uh, Fantasyland is up there, definitely. I was kind of going back and forth between that but the one that I feel like just has a little bit more of the edge than Fantasyland for me is New Orleans Square.
Okay.
And
That's good.
it's so quintessential Disneyland because they never did another land like that, and it's just so unique. I love how you can kind of it's so multi-depth within, like you walk in and it's like you walked on like Bourbon Street and like all those little nooks and crannies. You know, you kind of see the little streets, and I'm a huge fan. I love beignets and mint juleps. You know, I get them every single time. And then if you're able to snag a reservation for Cafe Orleans and you get an outdoor seat, you know, just facing the rivers of America, seeing the Mark Twain and the Columbia ship go by, and you just people watch, you know, people passing, you know, going on Pirates and heading over to Haunted Mansion. And then they have a lot of the like the New Orleans bands playing where sometimes Tiana comes out, and it's just very vibrant. I love that land. But
Yeah.
Fantasyland actually is, I couldn't even say is a second because it's like a hair line just below New Orleans for me.
Yeah, that's where I'm at actually, almost exactly, George. Where like New Orleans has a slight edge, but not much. Like New Orleans is my favorite, but like Fantasyland is like right there. You know what I'm saying? And I love what like Tony Baxter did with that land because when you know early on in those early Disneyland years, it was like that medieval sort of style. I like this new kind of European quaint village aesthetic a lot more. It's just absolutely beautiful, and especially at night. Oh, it's gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. So, yep. But yeah, New Orleans, and then right below it would be Fantasyland. So Marilyn, what about DCA? What's your favorite DCA land?
I was not prepared to talk about DCA today, so I was trying to think of like, I don't know actually. Can you guys go first? I actually don't have like a favorite off the top of my head.
Yeah, no worries. No, my favorite is actually
mine was Cars Land.
Oh yeah,
that's
you
right.
already
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
yeah, and mine's Buena Vista Street when you first walk in, and like the old timey LA and everything. I just love it. I love the music. It's such a huge improvement from what was there before, you know.
Right.
It's a great entrance into the park. It's kind of like it's interesting too because Disneyland was modeled after Marceline, Missouri, which is Walt's hometown, right? When he was like a boy, and then like LA is sort of like the later years when Walt was like in his like what was it, like his early 20s, right? When he came to LA, and I think that was kind of cool how they did that, where it's like two different time periods of that man's life, which is really cool. And then you have the Carthay, which is where Snow White premiered, which is another big milestone for Disney. You know, it's amazing.
And I don't know how. Again, I keep on saying it like a broken Yeti, but I'm going to say it like I just don't know how Pandora is going to transition from Buena Vista Street if they were to put it in Hollywoodland. I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't either. That's gonna be weird.
I loved that conversation you guys were having, and I'm gonna have to agree with you. I think it's gonna be Buena Vista Street as well, just because of the feeling you get, especially now that I'm thinking like it's gonna be Christmas time, and even during Oogie Boogie, they had the purple lights in the trees, and I think it's definitely probably just the beginning, which is crazy because I didn't even consider Main Street. I prefer Main Street over Buena Vista Street, but yeah, both. I'm very much a Disneyland girl. I prefer Disneyland over DCA. But yeah, I think the Main Street. But I hope that they bring the Flight of Passage. Do you guys think that they will bring the Flight of Passage? Because that was the best ride ever.
I hope because right now it's confirmed. They confirmed the boat ride, which is like the
Navi River. Mm-hmm.
No, it's actually a completely new boat ride that we're getting. Yeah, it's gonna be based on the Shanghai Pirate ride system. So it's gonna be a little bit more intense than the Navi River thing, but it's still a boat ride though. But we're getting that for sure. But we've heard, right, George, that like there is a second attraction. We just don't know what that's going to be, and that's not going to open with the land. I don't think.
I don't think initially. Yeah, I think that'll be probably like the phase 2.
Yeah.
Because normally with any one of those lands, they usually have 2 attractions minimum. But being that we are getting the boat ride, they would have to go somewhere along the line with either land or air. So they might do a flight of passage-esque type ride. I don't know if it'll be the exact one, maybe with better technology. They might do something along the lines. But yeah, I think for sure they'll probably do a second attraction. And especially with James Cameron, it's not going to be something very light.
It'll be
in a ride.
yeah, it'll be something heavily involved, and I hope it is Flight of Passage or something like that. That would be awesome. That's such a beautiful attraction, It
was. I went on twice. I was so sad to like walk away and go back to California because that ride made Animal Kingdom for me personally. I was like, oh my gosh, this was the best ride.
Is Animal Kingdom your favorite park?
No.
Okay. No, I was asking because Animal Kingdom actually is my favorite. I love Animal Kingdom, but
everybody says Animal Kingdom is the best park out of all the parks. But for me, for some reason, I didn't feel like that. I liked Epcot and Magic Kingdom the most.
Interesting.
Yeah. I think Epcot, honestly.
Yeah.
You were kind of tutoring on that a little bit. Like that was like anytime like we went to Animal Kingdom, that was like his all-time favorite park. But then when we went to Epcot, that was like his favorite. So I mean, like between Epcot and Animal Kingdom, they were kind of like pretty close.
Yeah.
I love Epcot because of like the different cultures and stuff. Is that what you fell in love with too?
Yeah, and the merchandise, I felt like I bought the most stuff at Epcot. I liked how every time you went to like Germany, the workers were from Germany and they were speaking German. Like I like the immersive feeling of you're traveling around the world.
Yeah,
nice.
It's an absolute beautiful park. Epcot's amazing. There's not another park like it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still hoping and praying and wishing that we get Westcott, but it's probably never.
So? Oh my gosh,
that ship has kind of sailed, but it's like a running joke. Like I always talk to George about it. Like, oh yeah, we'll get it eventually, right, George? It'll happen.
Yeah, let's be delusional and just be like, we'll get
Why
it.
not?
Yeah, he's trying to get me to manifest that into. Yeah. Like put it out there in the universe that Westcott is still coming because as I said, I'm notorious. I'm the one that killed the red car trolley.
Yeah, we joke around with George about that because he was at DCA like the day before they announced that they were actually going to get rid of the red car trolley. He was at the park. He was complaining about the red car trolley. He's like, I wish they'd get rid of this thing. He said, every time I walk down the street, it's going to hit me and this, that, and the other. And he's like, I wish they would just get rid of it. Next day, Disney has a press release. They're getting rid of the red car trolley.
No, I think that's like the vibe.
I wouldn't have a problem with the red car trolley, but every single time that I step foot on the street, I hear this ding, 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 and they expect me to move for them. Like they should just be able to go around. Like,
yeah, right.
I'm the paying consumer here.
Right, exactly. And then Marilyn was so funny. George was doing a live, like just by himself, and he was talking about Ice Age.
Oh yeah.
And then like 10 minutes later, they announced Ice Age 6 at D23 Brazil. I'm like, George.
Literally, while I was still on the live, someone in the comments saying, literally, breaking news, they're making Ice Age 6.
It's crazy. So that's why I tell him, like.
So he needs to say Westcott.
Come on, George. Use your manifesting powers,
Gotta get that Westcott.
Yeah. Westcott. I love it, Westcott.
But I will say, as an honorable mention to another land that I absolutely love at DCA is Grizzly Peak. I love the tranquilness of that land that you get. I don't even have to go on Grizzly River Run. Like I literally can just do laps around that land and just like soak in all the ambiance of nature of the northern part of the state.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're gonna move on to Disneyland sweet treats. Disneyland sweet treats. So, Marilyn, what is your favorite treat?
So my treat, sadly, is seasonal. So I only get it like half of the year, but it is the strawberry stuffed croissant at the Jolly Holiday. When they do have it, I run there because I'm always scared it's going to sell out. But that is I notice everything I love is seasonal. Like right now, the gingerbread is what I would get if I was there. But yeah, definitely the strawberry stuffed croissant. It's so delicious.
Okay, I'm gonna have to try that. I've never had it actually.
I'll let you know when it comes back. I think it's gonna come back maybe in February.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll be there. It sounds really good. It sounds really, really good.
Mm-hmm.
What say you, George? Your favorite sweet treat?
Yeah, it actually sounds really good. For me, I'm just gonna go traditional. Honestly, Disneyland favorite, Disneyland classic. I gotta go with the churro.
Really?
It's like you can't go wrong with a Disneyland churro, especially after having one at Walt Disney World, which is basically what I call a piece of cardboard dipped in sugar. It's basically Walt Disney World's. It's like Disneyland's is perfect.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Absolutely.
I know some people are specific about where they get it though. Like my stepsister, she only gets it from the Buzz's Churro Cart in DCA. Like some people are specific on like where to get it. Are you specific?
That's funny that you say that because the Buzz Churro at DCA at the pier, that's actually my least favorite place.
Yeah, it's different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's weird.
I'm trying to think where I usually get my churro. I think it's actually most of the time I get it in Frontierland.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. So my favorite sweet treat is it's actually not Disneyland. I don't think they have these at Disneyland, but it's actually a DCA thing. But at Lamplight Lounge, those donuts that you can like dip in those like various sauces.
Ooh.
Oh, I love those so much.
Lamplight Lounge is so yummy. I need to try that then.
Yes, you'll love those. But they're kind of like they're donuts, but they're more like donut holes. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And then you dip them, and they're just, oh my gosh, they're so good.
There's one thing on Lamplight Lounge menu that is bad. I absolutely love the lobster nachos. I'm still pissed that they got rid of the bao buns. Like,
yeah,
I don't know why they got. It's because other places, I guess, have it, but I think I forget which restaurant started having them, but they're just not the same. They were not the same compared to Lamplight.
Yeah, Lamplight is just amazing, but it's just so hard getting in. Like you can't, every time you try to get in there.
I actually got in twice this past trip because I figured out if you go and say, you know what, I'd like to be seated at the bar is open seating, so a lot of times you can get in with like a 15-minute wait.
Okay,
that's pretty good.
Yeah. Well, the Segway King did it again. Speaking of bar, what is your favorite? I'll start with you, George. Your favorite Disneyland beverage?
My favorite Disneyland beverage is actually located at Downtown Disney.
Downtown
Disney is at Naples. I'm going to stay on brand here. The Italian margarita. I had 4 of those babies during a happy hour, and then I decided I thought it was a good idea to go back into the park and ride Luigi's Rollickin' Roadsters. So I thought I had an Italian drink, so I was like, I got to go on an Italian ride. I mean, come on, that's
I love it. That's funny.
Absolutely,
very on brand for you.
It's perfect. It was absolutely perfect. What about you, Marilyn? What's your favorite Disneyland beverage?
It's definitely the hot cocoa at Lamplight Lounge. I had it for my birthday a few years ago, and it was like in this big mug with like a lot of whipped cream, and it was so delicious. So it would be that.
Mm-hmm. Nice. So I actually, it's interesting because I actually quit alcohol back 6 months ago now. I don't drink alcohol anymore, but when I did, I used to like a drink called the Black Pearl.
Ooh.
And yeah, those were. I don't even know if they still have those. I'm not really sure, but Cobar used to have them, and that's how long ago this was. But Cobar had them. I think they still do, but it had like a kind of a purple kind of look to it. They were so good, but they're really strong though. Like one of them is probably enough.
Well, that's good because they're so expensive. So you only want to get one, you know.
Exactly. So it was good though. It was really, really good. It was a good drink. So,
Okay.
yeah, it was good. Have you tried that, George? The Black Pearl?
I don't think I've ever tried that. No, it sounds interesting though.
Yeah, yeah. It's good. I gotta look and see if they still have it because I haven't. Like I said, I don't drink anymore, so I don't know. But it was a really, really good drink. So okay, so yours is the Italian thing at Naples, right, George?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah,
and Marilyn gave it. What was that? I'm sorry.
The Italian margarita.
The Italian margarita. Okay. Now, Marilyn, what is your favorite Disneyland restaurant?
Ooh, Storytellers Cafe. That's my
Really?
favorite. Yeah. I go
Okay.
there all the time for like my birthday or any chance I can. I love Chip specifically in Chip and Dale. And so if I can eat a yummy breakfast and meet my favorite character, it's like the best thing ever. So definitely Storytellers.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm a regular over there too. I actually really like it.
Okay.
Yeah, the buffet, the whole thing. We're gonna talk about the hotels in a little bit, but like just that whole vibe over there at the Grand Cali is so cozy.
Yeah.
With all the wood and everything. And then, yeah, excellent choice, Marilyn. Excellent choice. What about you, Italiano? What's your favorite Disneyland restaurant?
Ooh. See, that's a tough one because I feel like with a lot of sit-down restaurants, it's very slim pickings in the Disneyland Resort. Unfortunately, I think that they need a lot of immersive sit-down restaurants. I think if like Walt Disney World has like so many, you can't even pick, you can't even count. But so for me, I'm going to kind of go back to Cars Land. I know this may seem a little bit simple. There probably are other restaurants that I would choose, like Lamplight Lounge, but something I don't know about this. It's a quick service restaurant, but they have like outdoor and indoor seating. It's actually Flo's V8 Cafe.
Oh,
and the
okay.
reason why I love that is because it's so 1950s. And I love how they play like the classic like 1950s music that's constantly on loop, and you get the awesome fried chicken or the what was the other dish that I always get? So it was some sort of burger or what have you, but I don't know. It was like I just love the atmosphere at Flo's VA Cafe. I don't know. It's something that I'm always drawn to.
Okay, interesting. I have like two kind of. Actually, I don't know. I almost kind of have three to be honest. But I love Lamplight Lounge. That's like that place is amazing. But the only downside to Lamplight is because it you can't ever get in. You know what I'm saying? So it kind of takes it down a point or two. But as a kid, we would always go to the Plaza Inn on Main Street for like the chicken and stuff. So that place always has like a special place in my heart. So like those two, I think are kind of my favorites. But honorable mention, very close actually, would be Storytellers. I really, really like Storytellers a lot. So
yeah, the Plaza Inn for me is the cutest restaurant ever. Totally my vibe, all pink and it looks like antique, so cute. But since I don't eat meat, they never have like an option for me. Like it's not good option. So sadly, I never eat there.
So they don't have any kind of like non-meat stuff there for you, huh? Like it's very slim.
No, yeah, because I also don't eat cheese. So I like the pasta. I can't even have the pasta, and so it's slim pickings at Disneyland for me.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I see how that could be a problem. Absolutely.
Yeah, but it's
They
so
should offer more. They should offer more for different, dietary needs and stuff. That's interesting.
Yeah, that's definitely my gripe with Disney is they're actually not that inclusive for people who don't eat meat. And if they do, I'm sorry, I hate impossible meat. I'm not an impossible gal. I don't like it. And usually that is their option. So yeah, that's like my.
It's a shame that's a shame about the impossible meat because usually anything's possible.
that was good. That was good. That was a little bit of a Walt nod, and well played, George. Well played. Absolutely.
Yeah, very nice.
Absolutely. So let's go to our favorite hotel because it's kind of in the same realm because we did talk a little bit about Storytellers. So Marilyn, what is your favorite Disneyland Resort hotel? We got three of them. We got the Pixar one, the new one, new, and then we got Grand Cali and Disneyland Hotel.
Yeah. So I love the hotels. Like I think for my bachelorette, like I'm gonna definitely have it at a Disneyland hotel. And no, I'm not even engaged yet, but I plan everything like way ahead. So, but it has to be the Grand Californian Hotel. We go there pretty often, me and my family, and we go almost every single year for my birthday. So I love that hotel. I love because Chip is my favorite character, and it's themed for me in my head, Chip and Dale, because like when you go into the hotel rooms, they have him, Chip and Dale, like with the little orange and the carpets. If you look on the ground, there you can see Chip's face in the carpet. So I love him, and so of course I love the hotel.
It really is kind of like the Chip and Dale Hotel in a lot of ways.
They should just call it the Grand Chip Hotel. Not even Dale.
Just forget Dale. Just have Chip on there, right?
I know. I feel so bad for Dale because every time when not in Storytellers, but when I meet them like on Main Street, I'm like, Chip! And like I run up to him and Dale's like, hey, what in the world? I'm like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. It's just I really need to talk to him right now.
Marilyn's like, Chip is my bias. I need a picture with Chip, you know? That is so funny. That is so funny.
I have seen that a lot where people have a different favorite between Chip and Dale, and they will literally stand in line and they will say, can I just get a picture with Chip, or can I just get a picture with Dale? And then the other person is standing there and there's like, they just have their arms crossed, just like they play along into it. But I mean, I have seen that where
I know.
Yeah. But I actually agree with you. I think out of the three, the Grand Californian is just like that heightened scale hotel that just has like all the finer details, but it's very subtle. And then I love that very outdoorsy, woodsy. I know I'm pulling an OG here because everything I love when he adds like the E's at the end. Like it's very Pixar-y or very Avengers-y or something.
Star Wars-y. Yeah.
Yeah. So I absolutely love the Grand Cali, and I love how it is intertwined basically in DCA because it has like a separate entrance and exit way into Grizzly Peak.
Yep, 100%. Yeah, it's Grand Cali all the way for me too. I mean, the vibe there is great. I've stayed there a few times. The rooms are really, really cozy. They got all the wood and everything. I just absolutely love it. Storytellers is a huge plus. I mean, it's just great. Disneyland Hotel is cool. I like Trader Sam's, obviously. That's amazing. They've done a lot of good things with Disneyland Hotel recently. You know, they've upgraded it, they've renovated it, but I feel like it still feels very kind of old school a little bit. Like not old school, like just feels outdated kind of, you know, like the towers and stuff, you know, except that new one, the DVC one looks really, really good.
I was going to say that I kind of like that. It makes me feel like it's still the 2000s, I will say. Like, you know, like that little shop, it's close to Goofy's Kitchen. It really feels like you're in a Disney store in like your local mall. And I kind of like that. I kind of like that it feels still like nostalgic, but I definitely see if you're spending a lot of money, you kind of want something really nice, you know?
Yeah,
also,
it does have
we have
that.
to mention the pools. The pools, I feel like, are important at your stay.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. How would you, so what do you think about the Disneyland Hotel pools?
Yeah, I was going to say that I honestly prefer Storytellers only because every time I go to Disneyland, even though they have the better slides, because I'm very big on the slides, they have better slides than Grand, but it's always like more kids. So I'm like, why is this place packed?
You know what? I'm right there with you. Like, I'm like so sick of seeing like just kids everywhere around Disneyland. Like, I don't understand why. Like, it's Disneyland. Why is it always about the kids? Like, I don't.
You're like,
Yeah, it's like, come on. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, the grand pool is amazing. The jacuzzi is like, oh gosh, I can live in there. You know, it's great. Absolutely. Yeah, Grand Cali is definitely my favorite hotel out of the three. The Pixar Place hotel, I think they did a good job with what they have to work with. You know what I'm saying? But like, I don't know. I mean, if they got rid of that hotel eventually, I wouldn't like shed any tears. You know?
Right.
You know, but they did a cute job though. I mean, they did plus it. You know what I'm saying? It's better than it was before. Absolutely.
And the Craftsman Bar and Grill is really good too.
Very, very good. Yeah. Very, very good. So, okay, so favorite, and I know Marilyn's. I'll start with you, Marilyn. This is like, I know exactly what you're gonna say, but I just want to hear favorite Disney character to meet. Is it okay? Oh, I thought it was gonna be Dale. No, it's not Dale. Just kidding.
I thought it would have been Pooh.
No, out of the Pooh characters, it's definitely Eeyore. He's the cutest. But yeah, Chip, I hunt Chip down. I literally have a whole bag and his face is on it. Like, I love Chip. So he's definitely like, I freak out over him.
That's really cool. That's really cool. They have, I don't know if they still have the meet and greet, and you're probably aware of it because you hunt them down. but like in the Redwood Creek area, DCA, didn't Chip and Dale meet in there for a while?
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I forgot about that. No, I never see him there.
Okay. I went there.
I love how she says I never see him there. See, she just threw out like Dale, like it doesn't even matter. It's like I'm just focused on Chip.
He's irrelevant. Dale is so irrelevant, you know?
Poor Dale. He's so sweet.
No. But
that's my mom's. She loves Chip too, so she has a Chip bias as well.
Yeah.
I was over there one time and I saw them over there and they had like a little fan base, like all these like super fans, and they all had Chip clothes on and like, or Chip and Dale clothes, and like like one girl had like a big purse with all these Chip and Dale stuffed animals like attached to it.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And it was like a little fan club just for them. It was so cute.
It's pretty niche. I think they're really big in Tokyo Disney.
Yeah,
I heard.
Yeah, I've heard that too. I think their Disneyland hotel has like a Chip suite or something, Chip and Dale suite.
Oh my gosh, I need to go.
I'll send it to you. I'll DM it to you. I'm pretty sure they do. Like one of their hotels has a Chip and Dale suite.
Any of like the Disney critters, like the Tokyo, like just covers it all. Like even Duffy and Friends, like they have like a whole slew full of like Duffy and like the turtle and Duffy's girlfriend, and I don't even know any other names, but I mean, like it's a huge thing over there.
Yeah, no, absolutely, absolutely. What about you, Italiano? What's your favorite Disney character to meet?
To meet, well, everyone knows who knows me. Like my all-time favorite Disney character is Jiminy Cricket. I've only met him once though, and that was like back during the Millennium at Epcot in the Italy pavilion. Go figure. But I'm trying to think. I don't know if I necessarily have like an all-time favorite character to meet. I mean, probably maybe like either Donald or Goofy, because I love their personalities that you can kind of interact with them. I love characters that you can kind of like interact with based off of their personality.
Yeah.
But it wasn't until a good friend of the channel Danielle, D Magic Girl, had mentioned to us that every time a character is about to go in for their break, they'll turn around right when they're at the door and they'll do something like a wave or something. I never focused on that until she said that, but every single character, when they go in, they always have to turn around and do like a wave or a pose, or I thought that's really cool.
Yeah, we saw Eeyore do that, and he was so adorable with it. Yeah. You know, really cute.
Did you guys see when Mickey Mouse, poor thing, his like pants fell off? I think it was during Oogie Boogie when he was at the what is that game? What is it called? I don't know if you guys seen that video.
I have seen one where Minnie's panties drop, and it was like almost going down like by her ankles.
No.
And I had to like have her like shuffle.
No way, you're lying.
No. I'm saying it's probably, I don't know if it's still on YouTube, but yeah, like I don't know if it was during a parade or if it was like a meet and greet, but her little white panties were like walking like down her legs.
What?
No,
that wasn't AI or something. Are you sure?
No, it was an actual thing. But the plus side is for the performer was because even though it was supposed to be like Minnie's real legs, but the stocking, like knee high, like part of that still covered everything. Plus the dress was still over it. But as a character point of view, it's like Minnie dropped panties like right in the middle of Main Street.
That's horrible. That is horrible. I did not know that. Was that recently?
No, this was like a couple. This was like a couple days. You could actually find it. It's on one of those like mashup, like Disney character blunders or something like that.
Oh,
Where it
okay.
even shows like there was a couple characters that actually lost their heads, and they had to like cover their face and everything.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's wild. I think my favorite character is actually just Mickey, because it's like he's like the big boss kind of, and like I don't know. Yeah, you can like feel his aura, you know, when you walk up to him. It's like, oh, this is Mickey Mouse. So yeah, I love meeting Mickey. Absolutely, absolutely. Now, favorite show. Now, I guess this can be daytime or nighttime. So we'll do daytime or nighttime. George, all-time favorite Disneyland show. Is it that one?
Yeah, you knew. That one. I was actually just going to say Parade's Con, right? And I'm like, okay, yeah, it has to be Magic Happens, because it's one of my all-time favorite parades, and especially with that music. I mean, anytime I see that, I end up like just jamming to the beat.
Yeah, George and I were literally dancing, and then there was this random people next to us who joined us. Like we were having the best time. Yeah, we had the best time. It was like the music is so contagious, you know?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's amazing. But you would put that over like Fantasmic and all that, George? It could be daytime or nighttime.
Okay, well, if I'll do a daytime and a nighttime. If it was daytime, it's Magic Happens, but for nighttime, for sure, hands down, is Fantasmic.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah. Overall, Fantasmic is still king over day or night.
Okay, interesting. What about you, Marilyn? Favorite show?
Definitely World of Color. I had watched it back in May because I don't watch a lot of shows too often. I'm very big on characters, and so but when I do, I feel the magic. I'm like, oh my gosh, so nice. And so I specifically like watching World of Color. I feel like it just tugs on my heartstring. Like Pocahontas, she's my favorite princess, and she's in World of Color, and every time like I just tear up. Like the message, the ripple effect message is just so good. I love it. Mm-hmm.
It's a great show, and I love how they tied in like the old TV show, you know, the Wonderful World of Color, into like a water show.
Yeah,
such a brilliant way of like doing that. It's gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. Yeah, mine would be, oh, this is tough. Yeah, I love Magic Happens for daytime. That would definitely be my biggest daytime. Nighttime, the original Fantasmic, like the one I grew up with as a kid, because me and my sister used to perform that in my room and stuff. Like we had the Mickey hands and everything.
I love that.
Yeah, we did that when we were little and stuff. So it holds us. It's very nostalgic for me. So that original Fantasmic is
that.
Like
I do agree with you. I mean, I still love Fantasmic, but like the original like choreography and the music, it's like I still love Fantasmic to this day. But like I don't know how many times that they could have him go, oh, oh, oh. Yeah. I mean, like it sounds like he's doing karate. Like it's like,
karate. Yeah. Exactly.
I will say as a little bit of an honorable mention, and this is something that a lot of people may bypass as part of entertainment at Disneyland Park, which it's like a little gem, so to speak. It's nothing like over the top, but it's those little storyteller kind of like plays that are in the
oh yeah,
it's where the dance hall used to be, but they do like variations of Beauty and the Beast and Tangled. I absolutely love them. They're very short. They're very kind of like not big budgeted, but that's what makes them so charming. It's like, and they have like the right amount of comedy and telling the story, where Rapunzel and Belle come out and they retell their story and everything, and they get the kids involved. Again, I don't know why. It's Disneyland, but
yeah, exactly. So our last and final category is Disney event, like so after hours events, all that good stuff. Mm-hmm. Marilyn, I'll start with you. Your favorite Disney event?
Definitely Oogie Boogie Bash. I loved Oogie Boogie. I talked about it actually on our podcast. It was just so much fun this past year. And I will say I want to start doing the races, especially because this past one had Chip on it, I believe. I was so pissed that I didn't do it. I was like, oh, I should have just paid for it, because I feel like sometimes, I don't know if you guys, or Orange Grove, are Are you an AP or pass holder or Magic Key holder?
I am kind of.
Oh.
It's kind of weird. It's it's a premier pass because my sister has a 33 membership, so she gets like the these passes that she can give to her family. So it basically works like a Magic Key, but it's not a Magic Key.
Okay. Well, I feel like these events, as a Magic Key holder, I have the Inspire Pass, and as you know, they're extremely expensive. Like, I don't think I'm going to renew next year just because of how expensive it is, and they're raising the price again. And it kind of hurts going to the events because you're like, dang, I'm paying X amount every month, and I'm paying this much for just from like 3 p.m. to midnight type of thing. But honestly, it's always so much fun. But it definitely hurts the pocket, I will say.
Currently, right now, I have 2 Magic Keys. I have the Enchant and Believe.
You want to tell her what happened with that? Because that's crazy.
So I really want to come out during Disneyland 70th, which is I want to actually be there on the day, July 17th. And with the Enchant Key, it's completely blocked out for the whole month of July. So I used to have the Inspire, but being that I'm not a California resident yet, I can't do the payment plan. I have to pay in full. So at the time when I was renewing, I didn't have the amount ready to renew my Inspire, but I didn't want to let it go because if I let go of my key, who knows when I can get another one because they keep on like turning it on and off, on and off. It's just like, oh man. But so I thought, well, in order for me to keep my key, I'll just downgrade to the Enchant. But there's like so many blockout dates, which is okay. Right now it works for me just fine. But when it comes to July, there was nothing I can do. So I thought, okay, well, when the keys were available on November 6th, I said, I'll just upgrade again, either to the Believe or the Inspire. So when I called to make sure that I can do that, they said, you absolutely can upgrade. And I said, do I just call or can I go online? They said, unfortunately, if you have an active key that you want to upgrade, you have to actually be there in person. Yeah. And I said, I'm in Pennsylvania right now. I can't just like make a trip over just to stand in front of a kiosk to, you know.
Like as a Pennsylvanian, it'd be really hard to get down here, right, George? I'm just kidding with you. I'm kidding.
I spoke to a very nice cast member, as I said, highly praise her, Antoinette, that she told me just if you can afford it, buy out another key, either the Inspire or the Believe, activate it when you're going to use it in July, and just utilize your Enchant key for right now. So I have 2 keys. One is active, one is not. Once July comes, I'll have the Believe key, and then the Enchant key will expire in August, but then I'll have a whole key up until July of 2026.
Wow. I feel like you're a big Disney fan to have a pass. Like, why would you get a pass if you could get a ticket? Like, what is the enticement?
Well, because of the times when I'm flying over, if I was to get a 5-day park hopper,
yeah,
I might as well get a key for the price.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah. And at least the key lasts me the whole year. Where if you spend a chunk of money and you're only good for 5 days and then that's it, you're done.
And you get discounts.
Yeah.
There it is. Yeah. Marilyn, George is ride or die with this stuff.
I could tell.
He is gangster with it. He will definitely do it, you know? Yeah, that's interesting. What's your favorite event, George? Is it Boogie Bash, or you've done a few of these? So I mean, do you?
I have. I enjoyed Star Wars. I prefer Oogie Boogie during like Disneyland's. I do want to do more events. Like this upcoming February, I'm going to try to go to Sweethearts Night with Abby. See how that is, because that'll be my first time. I've never done Sweethearts Night. But so far, Oogie Boogie at Disneyland. But I do love the events done at Walt Disney World, at Epcot, like the Festival of the Arts, Food and Wine, Flower and Garden. It's almost like Epcot should always just have an event like 24/7, because it seems like that's what brings in a lot of the crowds. And I think it's just built, it's made for Epcot, so they should just constantly just have an event going around. Plus I love during the holidays, they have like holidays around the world. Not I don't know if they still do it, but like each country has their own variation of Santa Claus.
Wow.
Or Santa
That's
Claus
cool.
comes out like in Germany, or like their tradition Santa Claus, and they talk about their custom Christmas and how they do things in that culture. So that's really cool.
Yeah, 100%.
Wow.
In Maryland, they need an after hours Chipapalooza event.
For sure.
All chip,
Awesome.
But my favorite is actually Oogie Boogie. I love Oogie Boogie. I've done it twice now, and it's amazing. It has such a cool energy to it, and great character meet and greet opportunities. You get a ton of candy. I still have a ton of candy from when we went.
I still have my bag too. Yeah.
It's crazy. It's great. It's great for the adults. It's also good for the kids. It's a cool event, So and that parade's amazing. The parade's amazing. You're like, yeah, whatever. The kids, right? Whatever,
like a meet and greet. You and I got to meet Pain and Panic,
right?
Up by Buena Vista Street, and I asked you, I said, can we please like meet them, because like they're never out. They're only out during like Halloween, and it was like I always wanted to meet Pain and Panic.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a rare find.
Yeah.
That's a rare find.
And they were really cute, Marilyn, because they kind of had like that Chip and Dale kind of energy where they would like play with each other and like mess with each other and all that. It was fun. It was a lot of fun. But yeah, absolutely a great event. Oogie Boogie. Hopefully it's here for many, many more years. I just want them to kind of mix it up a little bit next year. Hopefully we get something a little bit different added to it,
Yeah, the parade is always the same. I always love the parade, but it's the same parade. We haven't got anything new. So.
Yeah, and that Villains Grove thing is awesome, though.
Yeah, that's my favorite part, I will say.
Yeah. Oh, it's amazing. And that's what's cool, too. Like in Florida, when you guys get that Villains Land, George, you can do all that stuff in that land, like shadows and like the projection mapping. Just
24/7.
All night. Yeah, exactly. Every time the sun goes down, you can do that, So cool. So cool.
So lucky.
I know. How many times have you been to Florida, Marilyn? Have you been over there quite a bit, or?
No. So I got my master's, and my poppy paid for me to go to Walt Disney World this past April. So I just went once, but I want to go again.
Okay.
Yeah.
Same here. We're both very California. I've only been to Florida once with this guy. This was like a year and a half ago now, right, George?
Right.
Something like that.
Yeah. Yeah. For me, I've been 30 plus times to Walt Disney World, 30 plus times to Disneyland, 9 Disney cruises.
Oh. Yeah, have you went to Alani? That's my next one. I want to go.
No, I've not done Alani yet. Yeah, definitely planning on that.
Yeah, that's my next one.
That one seems cool. I like that because it's a different kind of experience. It's not the park thing, So it's pretty cool. Very, very cool.
Storytellers, like you can pay for the dine-in character experience, and then the luau, and then just enjoying the resort. I heard you don't have to stay there to enjoy all that. You can just come and.
Nice. And do you have a little dog I saw a little. Is it a cat or a dog?
Yeah, I'll show you him. 5'9". He's a Frenchie.
Oh,
no, I did not name him. His name is 5'9". Is it after Royce 5'9"? No, he's named after my dad's car. He has a 1959 Impala.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, his name is 5'9".
That's awesome. He is so cute.
He should have been named Stitch. His ears look just like Stitch.
Yeah, totally. Oh, what a cutie. Oh, we're dog people too. I have 2 little dogs too at home. I just love them. Absolutely love them. So does George.
Yeah.
Yep. Actually, funny story real quick before we go. Yeah. A few years ago, I posted my dog. We have like a little Shih Tzu, right? And he's black and white, really cute. And he had like a Mickey Mouse sock in his mouth, right? And I saw him like, okay, don't move. And I took a picture of him, right? So this is like maybe 3 or 4 years ago. And I posted it on Twitter and I tagged Bob Iger on it. Like I put him on there at Robert Iger, Yeah. So I don't even know why I added him, but I wake up and he ends up liking the tweet. I was like, This is crazy. This is absolutely crazy. This is a long time ago. This is like pre-pandemic. So this is like, and this is pre like Elon and all that stuff.
Right.
So I think Iger was more active back then on Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, he actually liked my little dog tweet. I thought that was pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I was like, wow. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Pretty cool. But Marilyn, it was really, really awesome having you on. You're always welcome back to join us and talk Disney or anything really. If you want to talk about anything, just let me know.
Let me know, because I'm down to come whenever you guys want me. Yeah, this was really, really fun. Thank you.
Yeah, no, thank you so much. If you can remind everybody before we go where they can find you on social media.
Yes, so you can find my Disney account at Disney Soul Queen on Instagram, or my regular Instagram, December Lova. And I also, of course, have my podcast, which is Wish You Love Pod on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, and Instagram. Thank you for having me.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Absolute pleasure. And I'll be linking all of that in the description down below. So make sure you follow on all platforms. And George, where can everybody find you on social media, sir?
Absolutely. You can find me on X, formerly known as Twitter, at Disney George. You could also find me on Instagram, Threads, and Blue Sky under the Disney Italiano. And of course, you can find me right here on my home base at Orange Grove 55 with Citrus Corner, with all that sweet, juicy, but sometimes sticky Disney news and info.
There we go. And does 5'9" want to give his socials out or no?
He actually doesn't have an Instagram, but he will say bye to everybody. And also, whenever you guys go to Disneyland, let me know. I would love to go with y'all.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
He will say bye to everybody. Oh, 5'9".
Oh. I love it. I absolutely love it. That's fantastic.
5'5". Oh, Orange Grove 5'5".
5'5". That is that is so cute.
He's like, subscribe, everyone.
Yes, please. Oh my God, he's so cuddly. He seems like he's so like cuddly. Like he just lets you hold him.
Oh yeah, he lets you do anything to him. Yeah, he's very nice.
Oh my gosh, what a sweetie. Oh, I love him. Absolutely love him.
Yeah,
that's great.
Well, thank you all so much for watching. Comment down below with all your thoughts on everything we talked about today. What are your favorites? What are your favorite attractions, shows, foods, drinks, whatever, whatever your favorite is, comment down below. We would love to hear from you. And as always, have a wonderful, wonderful day. Bye-bye, everybody.